Hi, I'm Blake Holgate, Head of Sustainable Business Development for Rabobank. Apologies that I couldn't be with you there today in person. I'd really hoped that I could, but unfortunately can't make that work today. So you're just going to be stuck with a short video recording of me, but more than happy to, for anyone to reach out to me afterwards and have a chat one-on-one afterwards. Look, a little bit about my role. My role with the bank is to really develop and implement the bank's sustainability strategy from a business development perspective. So what does that mean? Well, how do we support and enable our clients to make the decisions and investments they need to make in a very changing and dynamic environment? We realise that agriculture in New Zealand and globally actually is going through a major transformation, and that transformation is around how do we account for and address the environmental impacts that our food productions have on the environments in which they operate. So we're very conscious that how our clients are able to operate in 10 or 15 years' time will be quite different from how they're operating right now. So my role is very much how do we ensure us as an organisation, Rabobank, has the right policies, procedures to enable our staff, firstly, to have the right conversations with clients to make that happen. At Rabobank, I'm not sure how much you know about Rabobank, but we're a global bank, a Dutch co-op bank, and outside the Netherlands, we only bank the food supply chain. So with that in mind, our mission is very much around how do we tackle those two major challenges we have around securing global food security going forward, whilst operating in an environment where we will need to reduce the impact that those food production systems have on the climate and the wider environment in which they operate. A big part of that is going to be innovation. It's going to be technologies. It's going to be finding and implementing new ways of doing things. And that's actually the exciting bit, I think, around this whole thing, because I think we can, particularly here in New Zealand, where in some ways we have the opportunity to really lead this, we can really sort of unlock the next wave of evolution in farming and food producing systems. But as I said, that will require new ways of thinking and doing things, and the market is really ripe for innovation and change. How can I or how can the wider Rabobank organisation support that change? Well, everyone always goes straight to the finance, which we can and do, and I'll touch on that soon. But for us globally, we really emphasise the knowledge, and two, the networks that we have access to and we can and can pass on to whether it's our clients or the broader and wider sector. So I'd really encourage you to look into some of the knowledge and reports and insights that we already have out there. We have our podcast channel. We have online our Rabo research reports, and this will really give you a feel for what's happening in the wider global food production system landscape, and insights that may or may not be of value for what you're working on. Equally, networks is again a big part of what we do. We bank the whole food supply chain, so it means we have contacts and networks throughout that supply chain. So whenever we can, we are looking to connect those dots, put people in touch that maybe have common problems, or people that may have a solution for another contact we have that has a related problem. The third point, though, obviously, is finance is something that we do, and over the last, particularly probably 2 years, we've seen a massive increase in the should we say demand inquiries around sustainable finance. Now, sustainable finance is an incredibly broad term. In the banking sector, that they're commonly referred to, should we say, products around sustainable finance relate to sustainability linked loans, where a lending to a particular client will be linked to some environmental
or social KPIs, where if they are able to hit those KPIs over time, there might be some kind of small margin decrease. And the second type of sustainable finance in my world is what we call green loans. So again, this is a loan to enable a client to take some action, make some investment that will have a tangible, meaningful, positive environmental impact or change, or result in a meaningful reduction in their environmental impact. I think in reality, those probably aren't the kind of financing options that many kind of startups or new innovators are probably going to be tapping into immediately. They're more for your large scale companies, organizations. They're sort of at that end of the spectrum. But I think where sustainable finance in the broader sense of the word is really exciting for you is essentially there's a whole pool of capital out there globally that is looking for sustainable investments. So it's looking, suddenly sustainability is becoming a core lens through which investors, those with capitals, are looking at their investment plans. Essentially, we're seeing this movement away from investments that are considered non-sustainable into investments that are considered sustainable, and there's a number of drivers and reasons for that. Not the least of which is it just makes sense that investments that are well set up and are addressing the climate and environmental issues and risks that we are facing will be more resilient in the future, both from a pure climatic environmental point of view, but also will be more resilient to the regulatory changes or pressures from consumers or markets that are also looking for it. So where again, I bring that back to you, that means there's a wider pool of capital likely to become available. So I'd really encourage you to really look into what source of capital might be most appropriate for you. And as I said, it may not be your debt lending through someone like Rabobank initially. Most banks aren't set up for sort of, shall we say, your more riskier, innovative projects or businesses, slightly more conservative, risk averse. But there are other sources, whether that's through angel investors, JVs, companies looking to invest in innovations outside their own business. So really have a look across the spectrum, what is out there, and then it's about understanding what are those investors or what are they looking for? What is it that you need to be able to demonstrate to them, evidence to them, provide to them that will get them excited, will make it easy for them to invest into your business or into your idea. Look, as I said, I really wish I could have been with you there today. I can't, unfortunately, but more than happy for you to reach out to me directly after this and to have a follow-up chat one-on-one. So good luck and all the rest for the best of the day. Thank you.